Hey guys, I'm Bennett, Bennett Ferguson, and I'm going to start a YouTube channel. This is the first video of the YouTube channel. Hopefully the audio is okay. It probably will sound like it's in a toilet, and hopefully the video quality is okay. And I'm hoping I'm not. If I do this for a little bit, if there's any desynchronization, I'm sorry. I'm not using the best equipment here. I don't have a camera to use, and my phone it's it's not that great, so I'm using what I have. But I'm gonna try to make this work. And I'm gonna talk about sports, football mainly. I'm gonna start with football, because of course I did a radio show, the Pulse Sports Network, and I got to speak a lot about football on there, and I miss talking about it, and having people listen. Because you can talk about it all you want to, but especially during quarantine, no one listens to me when I talk about sports because they're tired of hearing about it. But we are going to go ahead and get right into this because I don't want to, I don't know how long this will take or what it's, if I'm going to go off on a tangent or something. Um, so we're going to go ahead and start. Smart man, I'm a Saints fan, New Orleans Saints fan. I wasn't born there, no. It's not because I just like Drew Brees. That's not the reason I'm a Saints fan. I like the Saints because I like their uniforms. Let's get that out of the way. Um, you can make fun of me. You picked them because you like their colors. I did. My dad's a Steelers fan, black and gold. I like the black and gold. Stuck with it. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm actually gonna start with Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm gonna have some talking point. I'm gonna look over here at my sheet for a little bit, every once in a while to just get where I'm going. Um, the Philadelphia Eagles had a really interesting season. They've had a couple. They made the playoffs. They won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, um, and they haven't really been back to that since. And it's mainly been because Carson Wentz has continuously been hurt, and that's my first one. Is he a capable starter still? They drafted Jalen Hurts, second round pick, from Oklahoma, and everyone hated the move because Carson Wentz is still their quarterback. But it brings up the question of, are they going to really want to stick with him? Because, well, let's start at the very beginning. The reason he keeps getting hurt, it's not the O line. They have Brandon Brooks, who's one of the best offensive guards in the NFL right now. They have Lane Johnson. You're not going to get by him. You're not going to left guards. Sorry, Brandon Brooks is the right guard. Right tackle. They have Lane Johnson. Sorry, you're not going to get by him unless you're Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, Cameron Jordan. Um, no one's going to get by him unless you're that good. Unless you're Defensive Player of the Year worthy. Daniil Hunter, he could probably get by him. He probably has actually. Then you move to the left side. You got Jason Kelsey at center, probably the best center in Eagles history, if not one of the best centers in NFC history. I know there's a lot. But I like Jason Kelsey a lot. I think, like 2 to 3 more years in the league, and maybe a couple sacks here and there, he would probably make Hall if he gets some more Pro Bowls votes. If he gets Pro Bowl votes, if he gets offensive line awards, if he gets the Eagles back there, he'll make Hall. Um, and then they had Jason Peters, left tackle. Left guard is been a little bit inconsistent here and there, but left tackle they had Jason Peters. Jason Peters, big free agent. No one signed him yet. As to date, this is May 11th, 2020. Wait, am I right on that? May 11th. Yeah, May 11th. So no one signed him. So the big question is why? Because he's lost a step. He's lost a very big step. So let's take some of the aging left tackles in the league right now. You got Teron Armstead. He's old. He's getting there. He's injury prone. You have, let's see. Let's take Smith from the Cowboys. Older. He's getting up there in age. He's not really. He's definitely a big fixture on the Cowboys O line. He's been there. I think his name's Teron Smith. I'm probably totally wrong, and I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. But he's definitely lost a step. Nate Solder, he's moved to right tackle probably because they brought in Andrew Thomas, but he's definitely lost a step. And then the Eagles just traded away Trent Williams, who's also lost a step because he didn't play all last season. So Jason Peters definitely was in that mold of the NFC East. They all have aging left tackles, and they got rid of them. Andre Dillard, they drafted in the first round of last year's draft. Yes, last year's draft. He was supposed to be the prodigy to Jason Peters, and he will have to fit in and fill that role. But that's where the problem comes in. He's going to be the newest addition on that O-line. You have everyone else there who's been there for at least a year, and they're going to have to try to protect Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz doesn't have anyone to throw to. I'm going to talk about Jalen Reagor later, but they drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. They had Nelson Aguilar. He dropped everything. Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson. They have Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. They should be stacked, but they don't. They're not. I assure you, they're not. They're going to have to make do with what they have. They don't have a very elusive running back. Boston Scott is not who I would want leading my running game. I would definitely want somebody a little bit higher. I take Wayne Gallman over him. Wayne Gallman Jr. I'd take him. I'd definitely take Jordan Howard. I'd take Tariq Cohen. I'd even take Miles Sanders over him. And I'm pretty sure. Ooh, yeah, because Devin Singletary plays for the Bills. Miles Sanders and Boston Scott are not the best running back duo. I mean, they're not Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara from days of old. So they need to step up their run game. Miles Sanders probably going to be their feature back. Boston Scott's going to be a definite backup there. But I'm hoping they trade for somebody. They could probably go after Stoney Michel or James White, if not Rex Burkhead from the Patriots. The Patriots are probably going to go on a fire sale, but we'll get into them later. Next on my talking point, Jalen Hurts. Is he the potential heir to the throne for Carson? Of course, they drafted Carson Wentz, the second overall pick in the 2016 draft, so he's been here about 4 years. Getting to the end of his rookie contract, they're probably going to re-sign him. They don't know yet. They're going to sign him big, but they always have Jalen Hurts here, and I think they want to use him like Taysom Hill, run those packages where he lines up in the slot, lines up at tight end, lines up at running back. Problem, though, Jalen Hurts isn't as willing to do that as Taysom Hill. He didn't want to try out as a wide receiver or a running back at Combine. He wanted to try out as a quarterback. So he's going to always argue that he wants to be the quarterback. What will probably end up happening is Wentz will get hurt for some reason, and I don't want him to get hurt. He's a great quarterback. He's got some great pocket awareness, and he's not slow. But Jalen Hurts will have to come in, and he'll be, running around like Lamar Jackson. I don't want to compare him to Mike Vick because I don't like comparing anybody to Mike Vick because Mike Vick is a terrible person. But I will compare him to Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. He's fast. He's probably faster than Watson and probably faster than Mahomes. He's up there with Lamar Jackson. But is he going to be the person who takes over the throne? Well, we will have to see, but I feel like the Eagles will be comfortable enough to move with him if they have to, if for some reason Carson Wentz gets injured. Next, we're sticking with the offense. We're going to go to the defense soon. Impact of Jalen Reagor. Of course, they have Alshon Jeffrey still, and they still have Deshaun Jackson. They also – wait, Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, he's still there. They also brought in Marquise Goodwin. They traded for him. Who's a great slot receiver, but Jalen Reagor will probably start somewhere in there because they want a good, fast wide receiver. They have Alshon Jeffrey, great hands, almost like a tight end and a wide receiver body, a little bit more speed. They have probably Deshaun Jackson lining up at number 2, and they'll have Marquise Goodwin in the slot, and they'll sub in Jalen Reagor with Deshaun Jackson, and they'll sub in Jalen Reagor with Marquise Goodwin, and they'll flip them all. Alshon Jeffrey will probably stay number 1 because he's big body and no one really can match him in that offensive scheme. But they will probably be subbing in and out Reagor, Goodwin, and Jackson. So I feel like he's going to be a positional player. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside will probably be the one who goes in for Alshon, but he will probably not see the field much. He's definitely a pick that they regret taking. He's not very productive. They don't throw to him a lot, and he's sort of a waste on that team. If they could have shipped him away for a better wide receiver, they could have gone after Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, somebody, and brought them in, and they would be an immediate upgrade over everyone on their team. But what you going to do? We're going to move on to how good their defense is going to be this year. Right now, I've written down a couple of players. I don't write down their whole defense, but I do want to discuss their strong points. Fletcher Cox, best defensive tackle in the NFC East, probably in most of the NFC. He's the best defensive tackle. He's powerful. I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, you know how powerful Fletcher Cox is. Then we have Javon Hargrave they brought in from Pittsburgh. He's something special. He disrupted the pocket so much in Pittsburgh. I mean, the Bengals aren't that good, but he made the Bengals look like a high school team. Stephon Tuitt and Cam Hayward. I mean, those three were a B grade steel curtain, and there's not you compare to steel curtain, no one beats them. So a B grade is pretty good. A grade steel curtain is the original. B grade, they were pretty dang solid. So when you got rid of Javon and you bring him to the Eagles, now you have these two defensive tackles. You'll probably end up putting Hargrave on edge sometimes, down in the dirt, not standing up, but down in the dirt at an edge position, and sort of have another linebacker over there to rush. But you'll be able to hit them in the head, whoever they're playing. I'm going to be excited to see when the Cowboys play the Eagles, because you have those two hitting a rookie, Tyler Biadasz, unless they go Joe Looney, and you have Connor Williams, and you have Zach Martin, and you have all of that hitting. It's going to be amazing to watch. They do have Rasul Douglas. I think that's his name. A good cornerback. He's definitely going to be somebody they go after a lot. They moved Jalen Mills to safety and re-signed him. I feel like he's just going to be a replacement for Malcolm Jenkins for the time being. Malcolm Jenkins is on the Saints now. We will take care of him. He came from us. He's coming back. He's New Orleans through and through. He's going to stay with us. But he did y'all some good. So thank you for sending him to us. But Jalen Mills, he'll be a good, solid, strong safety if he can prove himself. If not, y'all definitely need to address that in the offseason. Next we have Jatavis Brown, linebacker, played for the Chargers. And Chargers, of course, moved on. They basically revamped their O-line every week. It's insane. They bring in Kenneth Murray. They got rid of Thomas Davis Sr. after 1 year. So it's insane. But Jatavis Brown will probably be that veteran leadership on that linebacking core that you needed. You have Nathan Gary. He's good. Underrated. He's good, though. I would definitely be seeing him more on the field. He's a good 3-4 linebacker. And he'll be really, really good for y'all next season. Is that really all the people who I wrote down? Oh, yeah, Brandon Graham. Duh. Brandon Graham is legit. He's a great pass rusher if you need him to be. He's good in coverage. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave. I wouldn't want to face that. I wouldn't want to face those three. I wouldn't be scared of Jatavis Brown. I mean, if I was Andy Dalton, because they ain't gonna sign Dak Prescott. If I was Andy Dalton, I wouldn't want my O-line against that. They'll get demolished. But it's going to be a lot of fun for y'all. Y'all are going to have some fun defensive battles, but offense is going to need a lot of work. And your management needs to step it up, because your management is sucking canal water today. But, I mean, honestly, that's all you have. I mean, you got a great kicker. I mean, great punter. Your kick returning is okay. Your punt returning could use some work. But you'll figure that out during preseason, who your kicker and punter returners are. You'll also figure out if you need a new punter or kicker. And let's just hope Carson Wentz stays healthy, because I think that's what every Eagles fan wants, is to prove management wrong, that Carson Wentz can do it. I think they want him to get MVP, or at least comeback player of the year, which he deserves. He deserves that. But Drew Brees is going to win it. But they definitely want that for him in the next couple of years, because if not, he's gone. Yeah. Eagles. Go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Thank y'all for watching, though, if you are watching. and I'll come back to you. I don't know. I'll probably upload again today. See y'all.